They have to just reboot this whole thing. Please.
Here's the thing.
No.
I think that they should just give up on the universe idea. Like Marvel's now running into the situation where it's like, now we've done all this shit and it was super fucking cool, but now like they're trapped a little bit by this expansive timeline that they've created, and you can't make movies that actually end if you're doing this universe shit. You have to always have something coming on the horizon. Yeah, you can't actually. I just feel like
they seem to know.
They're better movies, but they always have worse villains. Like they've had 2 good villains. Thanos was a good villain,
right?
And Warmonger.
Where do you go? Where do you go? I see what you mean.
Villain.
Where do you go for the main one?
But that's it. Every single movie, it's like the problem that anime runs into. It's like there's always another fucking bad guy out there. It's Goku always gotta get stronger. Like that's. It's boring after a minute. If it's like we did it, we overcame, and then the next movie, fuck yeah, guys, we did it, we overcame, and we're gonna keep doing this for the next 30 fucking years because we can't actually end this.
I don't know.
There needs to be a conclusion for it to be satisfying at a certain point.
Yeah.
And I think DC can just outdo them by getting them to that point, being like, yeah, we'll make cool ass individual one shots
without the teaming up.
Yeah.
And just
because you know what their best movies so far have been, DC, is the shit that is not related at all to the DC universe.
Yeah.
Joker did good.
Dude.
Fucking Nolan Batman's
that's
did
debatable,
good.
but I love the Joker.
I thought Joker was great.
But people that I talked to were like, eh.
Well, it's divisive, but it's critically a better movie.
It's so good. Like the final scene is gets you super fucking hyped.
They're better when they're not trying to emulate Marvel.
Dude, but they just jumped into it way too quick, and I don't understand how they haven't realized it.
Yeah. Like they made like 3 movies and they're like, by the way, they're all together now. Thank you. That's what they did.
That's true.
like Marvel had how many
15 movies before the first Avengers. DC did. They didn't even do a Batman movie. Like I feel like the origin should have been Batman. He's the guy who's looking for all these fucking. Like they could have just, if they were going to replicate anything, it would have been like, okay, Batman is your Iron Man. He's looking for a team because he knows that a fucking evil
I don't disagree with the idea of starting with someone besides Batman because it worked for Marvel because Iron Man at that point in time was like
also nobody.
Yeah, he was like not one of their top tiers. So his origin story, people actually didn't really know. Right. So you could like everyone who knows. You don't need to introduce us to Batman at this point. We all fucking know who he is.
So then you would disagree with me because I was going to say they should have had a younger Batman, not a young Batman, not like the Robert Pattinson version, but like a Christian Bale.
I think you can make that be like the second. You don't have to start your franchise around it. I think you want to start your franchise with an origin story, but I think you can make the Batman movie without having to be like, how did he become Batman? No, we can establish him in the other movie and then be like, oh yeah, and then we're moving over to...
I'm there with you, but I think the Batman that they have or the Batman that they've created is the Batman that's like passing the torch like he's the Bruce Wayne that's about to pass the torch. So now if these movies were super popular, like let's say they wanted to do Justice League fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Ben Affleck's got to go after like the first one.
Well, yeah, that's what you throw in. You just make it Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond.
Right, but we're finally getting the Justice League, and you get rid of Batman right away. You get rid of Bruce Wayne right away.
Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this whole universe is trash, and I wouldn't have started it with any of the concepts that they decided to start with.
It's just a mess.